April Reed here, and you're listening to the Webinar Hustlers Entrepreneur Podcast, episode 37.
Want to work less and sell more?
Wait a minute. Groove with me for a minute.
Want to work less and sell more? Welcome to the Webinar Hustlers Entrepreneur Podcast, the podcast to help you scale up and take your business to the next level with webinars that sell for you. Each episode focuses on the money mindset, online marketing, and sales strategies that gets you more leads and convert leads to sales, all with webinars. And now your host, business and webinar strategist, April Reed.
You would think there was something special going on today, but there isn't. You know I like to change it up here and now and again. I hope you don't mind. With that in mind, let's get started with the show. Okay, so this is episode 37, 3 reasons why a tiny list is not bad for you. So I wanted to talk about this because so many times we get boiled down on how many numbers are on our list. Now, I agree. You want your number one goal, and if you have a project going on, then your number 2 goal at best to always be consistently growing your list. But in the beginning stages, having a tiny list is not bad. It's actually a good thing, because you can absolutely leverage that small list. Okay, so the first reason is you get to show your love so much more than the big gurus with 50,000, 70,000 email list subscribers. You get to show your people gratitude and love because with a small list, so let's say you have a list of 10, I'm talking tiny, right? So you have a list of 10, 25, 50, maybe 100 if you have extra time. You can love on each one of those individuals. And I want you to think of them like that. If you have a list of 25, that's 25 people. But it's kind of like we're on this computer and this thing called the World Wide Web is between us, and people aren't people anymore, and it's just a number. Oh, I only got 25. It's just a number. No, those are actual heart-beating human beings that want to hear from you or wanted that thing that they subscribe to, such as that freebie or that checklist or that PDF. So try to keep that in mind versus just another digit on your ConvertKit or on your MailChimp or whatever it is that you're using, App2Campaign. It's not just a number. Those are heart-beating, real people that want to hear from you. So don't be ungrateful and, I only have 8. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Oh, here's an idea. So let's say you do have 8 or 20 or 25. If there's some way, now I don't know now that GDPR is in effect, but if there's some way you can maybe collect their birthdays, you can send them a birthday card. Now, my mother-in-law says you don't start anything you're not going to keep up. So keep that in mind if you don't want to continue sending out birthday cards to those 8. But maybe this is something you can turn into random, just to let them know like, hey, I appreciate you. And randomly, every year, you pick, 25 people that year to send a birthday card to. All right. Number 2 is kind of like number 1. it gives you the opportunity, the third reason, the opportunity to send a personal email. So not using ConvertKit to send out this mass email to 25 people, 50 people, or 100 people, but actually going into your personal email. Well, I don't mean your personal email, but your email provider. So if you use Gmail for your business, or if you have Outlook for your business, you could use MailChimp or ConvertKit. You're just sending out broadcasts. But I'm talking about the email you set up through Gmail that you email people to, such as your friends and your family. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, but I don't think I'm saying it correctly. So not your personal email, but your business email through whatever you use, Outlook, Microsoft 360, and just send a personal email, because this is your opportunity to get to know these people on a deeper level and get some really, really good raving fans that will follow you to the ends of the earth. All right. So the third reason is you can personally ask them to share or invite a friend to your newsletter or invite a friend to your opt-in. You can get downright personal on what's going on in their world. What are they struggling with? Basically, is you just humanizing your emails and creating something really down to earth and personal that you could send out with your own email without sending out this mass email to everybody and just lumping in, subscriber name. Okay, so those are the 3 reasons. That was really quick, but I do have a question to ask. I mean, just my opinion, just wondering. So the strategies out there that help you grow your first 100 subscribers, where they're asking you to ask your mom, ask your sister, your brother, your cousins, your coworkers, and they're basically just saying, just ask anyone, like ask 10 people and then ask those 10 people, 2 more people or 10 more people. How do you feel about that strategy? I've never done it. It never really made sense to me. Kind of like paying for likes overseas for like 8 cents per like just to grow your Facebook group to like 5,000. Like it never really made sense to, and not that those are fake likes, but it just never really made sense that a bunch of 13-year-olds are liking my Facebook page, or I have people on my email list that I know could care less about what I have to offer, and they're just there for moral support or numbers. I mean, how do you feel about that? Does that make you feel good having an email list of 100, knowing that 30 of them are your cousins? Or I don't know. How do you feel? Like I know that's a strategy and I've never done it myself. I just use the posting on social media and the opt-in strategy. So anybody who seriously wanted my freebie could opt into my list. But has anybody ever used that strategy? I'm just curious. How do you feel about that? Just curious. Okay, so those were 3 reasons why a tiny list isn't bad for you, because you really get to leverage and know your people on a deeper level. You get to know what their needs are. You get to love on them. You get to send them birthday cards and little gifts and whatever else you want to do. And you get to humanize your brand by sending them a more down-to-earth personal email, maybe saying something that you saw on their Facebook page, something the 2 of you have in common. And so that you genuinely get to know who you're talking to on a much deeper level. And don't flake on your list. If you have a list of 8, 50, or 100, don't flake on them. There's no point in sending a weekly newsletter. There's no point in giving them information. I only have 8 people. Hey, they're people. All right? They're people. I want you to think about that. If 8 people, wherever you are, were to come up to you right now and say, hey, I just downloaded your new checklist and I am so interested to hear more, would you be like, I'm sorry, I don't have time for you 8 people. Come on, seriously? No, you wouldn't do that. No, you would serve. Yes, I get it. It's different when you're looking someone eye to eye and face to face. So whatever you got to do to make those 8 people, or if you have one person on your list, how about that? Okay, you have one person on your list and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to create content every week for one person. Oh, come on. That's you thinking about yourself. You got into this business to serve, right? I mean, I'm talking to my service-based entrepreneurs here. You're in this business to serve. So get to a point where you're willing to serve and stop looking at numbers like they're just numbers. They're people. Okay, so in a future episode 38, that is going to be next week, I'm going to talk about how to get people to sign up for your webinar, even if you have a tiny list. Okay, so be sure to show up for that. And I will talk to you next week. Bye. Hey, you. Have you been liking this podcast and all the webinar strategies that you're receiving? Well, I want to tell you about my new membership site. Maybe you're just a coach, consultant, or other service-based business owners like a VA or a graphic designer, and you really want to add webinars into your marketing mix so that you can sell your high-ticket coaching program or your high-ticket offers. The top 3 things that I hear from coaches, consultants, and service-based business owners is that they don't know what to teach on the webinar, so they're struggling with learning what their topic is going to be. They are technophobes, so they're scared about all the tech, and webinars seem complicated. Well, I'm happy and proud to say that the new membership site is going to address all 3 of those issues and a whole lot more. So if you're looking for the support and the accountability that you need to finally get your webinar in front of the eyes of hundreds and even thousands at an affordable price, then go to www.aprilreed.com/waitlist. Enrollment is open only 2 times per year. So what are you waiting for? And I can't wait to see you there.
Thanks for listening to the Webinar Hustlers Entrepreneur Podcast at www.aprilreed.com.